Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Chica Chat Chronicles. I'm Evelyn.
I'm Jess.
Today we'll be covering the Aubrey Wyatt's case. If you don't know who she is a 13-year-old girl who did unalive herself due to her four bullies. But yeah, it's actually pretty sad. I think it's sickening
Yeah.
and very despicable, especially because the school didn't do anything to stop it.
It's definitely going to be quite a dark topic today. So, huge trigger warning. If you don't like mentions of unaliving, bullying, definitely
Assault.
definitely don't watch this video.
Um,
Um,
we'll
but yeah,
catch you at the next one. Please take care of yourself. Always put yourself first. But other than that, all of this is allegedly. But we're not saying this is true or
please
not.
don't sue us.
I know. Don't sue us. Don't come for us. Don't. But yeah, this is all alleged. This is based off of just videos that Heather, the mother, has been posting that I've just been watching and kind of just researching. But yeah, everything's alleged. Okay.
And I definitely feel like because the mom was silenced, the world has kind of taken on her voice, and the videos and the posts have just been at an all-time high.
Because though she was forced to shut down her social media, people have saved the videos. We will say her name for her because she can't. But other than that, yeah, let's get started. Her legal name is Aubrey Paige White, and she was 13 and she was in 8th grade. She unalived herself September 4th, 2023. And the result of bullying, she had four bullies and she had one main bully. Pretty much her mom was just using TikTok to spread awareness of, her daughter's case and advocate for mental health. Oh, and by the way, we are wearing our Mental Health Matters shirts specifically for this episode because, as y'all know, if y'all did watch our last few episodes, Jess and I are strong advocates for mental health. Something that we feel strongly about. But yeah, back to Heather. She was using her TikTok to spread awareness about her daughter's case and just, bring awareness to, children's mental health. And
unfortunately, she got, I think, the father of one of the bullies sued her for slander. The judge ordered for her to completely cease all talks of her daughter, mental health, had to take down all her social media platforms, which I think is complete BS because
and just kind of like shows that it's more than just bullying.
It's something that they want to sweep under the rug and want to just put a band-aid on. But a little girl lost her life due to school's negligence and just lack of compassion and empathy from kids, which is a huge problem nowadays. It seems to just be getting worse and worse, and we're seeing an influx of suicide in our kids, and that should not be the case.
It's just really sad how you are a mother just trying to grieve your daughter's loss and trying to spread awareness so to prevent this from happening to another mother, and for the family of the bullies to just attack you and not even let you have that freedom of speech is just like insane. And then for the judge to agree or side with the bullies or the parents of them is just despicable. I mean, fortunately she does have a GoFundMe, so they do have a GoFundMe for like legal expenses. So the judge did let her like continue to
have the
GoFundMe. So
I don't think the GoFundMe was founded by her, was it?
When I read it, it said created by Heather Wyatt.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that part.
But maybe there's another one. Maybe the one that I looked at was created for her, and then maybe there's another one. I don't know, but the one that I looked at, I think it did say Heather Wyatt. But I'll link it in the description, so like that if y'all want to donate, y'all are able to. The main girl that did bully her, we actually found out that her dad is the superintendent
of the school.
And actually, this happened in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and the main bully, her dad is the superintendent of that school.
I think it's crazy how far knowing somebody or being a child or a family member to somebody high up like that can do for you. Because, I mean, this is just a hypothetical, but I can almost guarantee that if her dad wasn't the superintendent, things would be going a lot different.
Yeah, definitely.
Power speaks volumes, and if you have somebody in power in your corner, it makes a world of a difference. We see it here every single day.
No, yeah, our school system here has failed us over and over. It's just, I don't know. It's just they're trying to cover it because of his position, which seems to be like the main point. And
did you see all those petitions calling for him to resign?
Yeah, I think that position should be taken away from him because it is a position of power.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, look at the superintendent from where we're from.
No, definitely.
It's just crazy to see how far a child, and I say child because that's what they are. They're children.
They're children. They're 13, eighth graders.
Go to hurt somebody that they don't like or they don't agree with, and that doesn't just go for kids. It goes for adults too, because you see it every day. Scrolling on Facebook or down the street or whatever, you know,
like just bashing each other for no reason. Like, I understand freedom of speech is a thing, and I'm for that right, but it's just, you don't need to lower yourself to that point, because
and you never know what somebody else is going through. And I guarantee that if the same bullies were bullying her, it would be a different story.
A lot different. I'm sure the dad would be on top of it.
And not only just that, but how she would feel to be having these things said and done to her, that she did to Aubrey. Like,
and she, so in the text messages, I'm trying to pull up, the main bully tried to justify herself, saying that Aubrey opened her mouth first and started talking behind her back. And okay, maybe that could have been the start to everything. Maybe they were bad mouthing each other.
And I mean, if that's the start, you deal with it. You talk you talk civilly, and then you forget about it.
Yeah, not only that, it's like, but it's like, okay, you claim that that Aubrey bad mouthed you first. Why didn't you take it up to your superintendent dad?
Exactly. Or just go and talk civilly to her one-on-one and then forget about it, and it never happened. You don't have to continuously make somebody's life miserable just because they did something to you. Whether she did or didn't, I mean, we weren't there and we will never know.
Yeah, we'll never know because everything's alleged.
Exactly. And we will never know, but you don't have to. Violence really does not solve anything. If not, it makes it worse. And I just don't understand where the need to degrade somebody and make them feel like they're absolutely nothing comes from. Like, I don't get the point. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah,
because we're just humans trying to survive, you know.
Yeah,
but why make it harder?
No, and Aubrey she actually went through a lot, you know. Not only was she being bullied, but she was also sexually assaulted by a male student in 7th grade. So it's like she's already going through a lot, and these people know, like the whole school knew that she got sexually assaulted because, you know, her mom tried to sue and make a case, and obviously it's gonna be known.
Yeah.
And I didn't look up the population in Ocean Springs, but it sounds like a small town. I don't know if it is, but it seems like the size of Del Rio. Yeah. And you know, everyone knows everything here. So she was getting bullied because her mom was fighting this case, and it's like the school was like teaming up on, like, if you believe her, or is she lying, is she saying the truth or not, and they were just kind of like splitting themselves between whether, you know, she actually did get sexually assaulted or not. The main bully already knows that she got assaulted and is already going through something, because that's something super traumatizing, you know, being violated physically, and then you continue to bully her in 8th grade. Like, at this point, like, you know your intentions. Like, her intentions were literally to crush her, to belittle her. Like, it wasn't even as something as simple as, well, she was bad mouthing me first.
If she wasn't, it doesn't. I mean, it truly doesn't matter. There's ways to deal with things that don't result in making somebody want to unalive themselves.
Exactly. Like that, it's just beyond bad mouthing. It's beyond that, because she literally pushed her to her limits.
There was other bullies as well, but
yeah, 3 more.
I just don't understand the need to do that to another person whether it be child, adult, it doesn't matter.
We're going to go back to her mom. When her mom was using TikTok to spread awareness about her daughter's case, when she got sued, she ended up trying to shift the focus of her TikTok into like a mental health awareness and like a grieving TikTok. But even with that, like the judge told her, like you need to shut all your social media, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Discord, just everything. She could not use any of it.
Which I think is crazy because there's not enough people advocating for mental health. And I couldn't imagine trying to tell my child's story and then not being able to spread awareness, not being able to get what happened to her out to the world, and hopefully maybe it helped somebody else.
Yeah. Just listening to what she went through. But
because I saw a lot of comments on the one video, and this is where I found out about the whole case. It came up on my For You page of the mom finding her notes.
Oh yeah, her goodbye letters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you looked at the comments, a lot of comments were like, "This is my reason to stay." Like just seeing this reaction is showing me that I should stay because of my family. Like this was my sign to not end it. Wow. And that's what spreading awareness does. Yeah. And for that to be completely taken away, that could potentially be hundreds of thousands of people.
She's so strong. Like the mom is so strong for putting herself that vulnerable out there just to spread awareness. It's just crazy. Like, and people are like, why would you record yourself crying? Like,
I couldn't imagine trying to grieve my child, and not like when people record themselves like that. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, ugh, but if that's how you cope, that's how you cope. I couldn't imagine grieving my child because as parents, we're supposed to go first. You know, like our kids are supposed to bury us. We're not supposed to bury our kids. So I couldn't imagine having to grieve my child and knowing that the people responsible for her death are still untouched, you know?
No, and that's literally what the main bully, when she was messaging this other student, she said, I don't care if anyone believes me. I don't care if anyone jumps me. I don't care what anyone thinks. I am untouched. That's what she, like literally that is her quote. She literally told the other student that she's untouched. Why? Because her dad's a superintendent. She knows she's gonna get away with it, you know. But it's crazy.
And that just shows a lack of remorse.
No, definitely.
Like, how can you do that to somebody and live on like you did nothing?
I know.
And that goes for anybody. Like I see so many like cases of people that, you know, have been the cause of something like this. And they just live on like it's nothing. Like it's another Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, like how do you sleep at night knowing that?
But there's another family a few blocks down from me that's grieving the loss of their loved one. Like I don't understand it.
When I was researching the case, there was this one post that said that 3 days after Aubrey Wyatt unaliving herself, that the girls went on Snapchat and they had this baby doll.
Oh, I saw that.
Allegedly, this was posted from the bullies. We don't know, right? We were not there, but the baby doll had like blood on her face and blood in like the private area, and kind of symbolizing or kind of making fun of her because she was. And the way that Aubrey Wyatt unalived herself was by hanging herself.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of making fun of her. But allegedly, we don't know if they posted it or it was someone else, you know, someone just trying to seek clout. But if that was them, that's just lack of remorse. It's just disgusting.
And
to be making fun of something like that.
And it's not all on the kids either. Like your parents they're the biggest ones that have to answer for their kids' actions. Because like it's our job to teach our kids right from wrong, how to treat people, and if we just don't, then that's on us. You know, like you can't expect a teenager to know what they're doing. And at some point, I mean, they did know what they were doing. I'm sure they
continued because it started since 2020. I'm
sure they knew what they were doing was wrong, but they didn't have that structure to where like it is wrong. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. They just thought it. I mean, I know this isn't something I should be doing, but I'm gonna do it anyway because nothing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Essentially, that's kind of like the vibe that they're giving. There is a video that also went around that supposedly allegedly it said that the main bully, she not only would verbally, insult her, but she would also get physical with Aubrey. Like she would slap her multiple times, and the mom shared like text messages or screenshots of their messages where Aubrey sent her a photo saying that the main bully slapped her, and you can see like red, like red dots, like like I don't know if you ever popped the vein,
and like when you throw up too hard.
Yeah, when you throw up too hard, you get a red spot. Yeah, okay, yeah, like that. That's what it looked like. And she texted her mom like the main bully just slapped me, and in front of the teacher. And then because the mom was like, just tell the teacher, and Aubrey was like, I can't because the teacher saw and she didn't say nothing. And I just think it's sad that this teacher didn't step in.
I don't know how many of those types of teachers we had growing up.
A lot just didn't say nothing, mainly because they didn't care.
They didn't care, or they knew them,
or superintendent's
daughter.
They didn't want to risk their job, which is sad. Like you should, as a boss, as a manager, you should never imply that type of fear to your employees, because ever.
Let me tell you, if my son did something like that and I was a superintendent or I was a boss of any kind, you can bet your ass that my son is not getting away with anything, because the last thing I'm raising is a bully.
Exactly. Same. Like, because I do put myself in the shoes of like the parents of these children. I get it. Like, as a parent, you want to protect your child.
You want to protect your child.
You have to hold them accountable.
You're not protecting them by not holding them accountable, because then they get into the real world and they do something like that, and they're gonna end up 6 feet under in jail, or
because everyone meets their match. Maybe the main bully can push her on Aubrey and slap her, but what if she did that as an adult?
I would tell that is the one thing that I would tell my kids at the hospital when I worked at the psych hospital, is whatever you do in here, you do in here. If you want to fight, if you want to kick, if you want to punch, whatever, but you try that somewhere else, you're going to jail, or you're gonna or somebody's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
or you're gonna get
just don't take
beat
it.
up.
Yeah.
Like you can't walk around life thinking you're untouchable, because one day you're not going to be untouchable.
One day you're going to meet your match, or a bigger match, someone bigger.
Like, I saw a video like 2 days ago, I think, of road rage. Road rage was so bad. Yeah. It was this guy that walked up on another truck with a gun.
Oh, wow.
Pointed at the guy, like knocked on the window. The guy rolled the window down and he pointed the gun at the guy. Well, the guy in the truck had a gun as well, but he was a little bit quicker. He took his gun out and shot him in the throat.
Dang. So the person
who was mad ended up dead.
Yeah.
Because he walked up and pointed a gun in somebody's face. You don't know who's carrying these days. You don't know what they have, and you don't know what kind of day they're having. It just takes a little bit to push somebody over the edge.
And not even that. They don't even have to have a bad day. You don't even know if they've been trained. Maybe that guy was ex-military. You just don't know what these people have gone through or what experience they have. Just because you have a gun doesn't mean you can just go out here threatening. And that's one thing that I always heard. If you're gonna point at someone, make sure you shoot them.
That's what they teach. Don't ever point your gun at something you are not willing to shoot.
Yeah. That's what I've always been.
Because if you're not willing to shoot, somebody else will be.
Yeah. Because you're literally, it's either their life or yours, and that person's always going to choose theirs.
And you grow up, you graduate high school, and if you walk around life like you're still living in high school and you're still untouchable, your parents figure in the world is not going to follow you everywhere.
No.
Eventually you're going to move and they're not going to know who the hell you are.
Yeah. Eventually your parents are going to pass away, and that whole demeanor of, oh, I'm untouched, is going to go away.
When parents and when they coddle their kids and they try to protect them from everything. Like, your kids can't do any wrong. Like, they don't ever get in trouble. They don't have responsibility. You're just setting them up to be failures in the real world.
Yeah, because that's not how the real world works.
You can't stomp your feet and throw a tantrum and you get whatever you want when you're an adult.
Exactly.
And sad to say, these kids didn't learn that lesson, and another little girl lost her life because of it.
Yeah. It's not even, it's beyond sad. It's just sickening because this could have been prevented.
And this really should be a call to all parents, the school districts, lawyers, anything, that, people have to be held accountable.
And it's so sad that this had to happen to wake people up.
And I can guarantee you it's not going to change anything, because that's just how the world is. But teachers especially, if you see abuse going on, if you see bullying, sexual assault, physical assault, step in.
Yeah,
because that is your job.
That is your job. And if you're afraid about losing your job, then is that even a healthy working environment?
And not even just a working environment. If you're not willing to risk your job, for especially educators, if you're not willing to step in and help a child, you should not be in that field, because that is all your job is to protect and to teach these kids. And if you can't do that, then you need to find something else to do.
I get it, they're not babysitters, but they're
not babysitters, but they're mandated reporters.
Yes, but you legally in the student handbook or whatever, you're supposed to report all this stuff.
Even whenever I worked at the daycare, I mean, I'm not a licensed teacher, but I was a mandated reporter.
Yeah.
You are these kids' voices, because you don't know what they go home to. You don't know what they go home to. You don't know what they're dealing with within the walls of the school. And if you can't step up and step in for these kids, then you're not in the position you need to be in. Because these kids, a lot of times, the teachers and the environment they have at school is all they have. Because you don't know.
And a lot of them are like that. A lot of them actually look forward to going to school,
because you don't know what kind of environment they go home to.
And a lot of people, there's more children that go home to abuse than you think. There really is. There's a lot of kids that don't even get a meal at home. Their only meal is a school one.
The breakfast and lunch that they get at school.
And that's it. And I knew a lot of people in school that would even take the fruit, because a lot of the fruit, no one would eat the fruit. Because the fruit was nasty. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like it. I wouldn't eat it. But they would take it home because they had siblings. And they wanted their siblings to eat something.
Exactly. Like, you don't ever know what somebody is going through. And if you can see past that and you willingly choose to ignore it, what are you doing? Like, you're supposed to be the voice for these kids.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be an advocate for these kids.
Yeah, they make you go through like child, what are they called? Like a child psychology class or something like that. They make you go through all of that. That's why it's like so hard to, I wouldn't say it's hard to become a teacher, but like that's why there's so many like requirements to be a teacher. Not just anyone can be a teacher.
Not just anybody can do
it. I can't just go and like apply. You know, like
you apply on Indeed and then you get an interview and then you're in.
No.
Like, people go into these careers because they truly care, and if you actually don't, then, and I was like, if you can't even say you're in it for the money, because teachers don't get paid all that much either. So if you can't do your one job, and yes, your job is to teach, but your job is also to protect. And if you can't do that, then you really shouldn't be working with kids.
It's like that whole being a nurse is so trendy. I saw a post that said,
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw a post that said a lot of y'all need to stop becoming nurses because it's trendy. Because once it comes down to taking care of the patients, y'all don't want to do it.
Which is crazy, because it's not easy to become a nurse.
No, it's actually really, really hard.
First you have to get accepted into nursing school, and then you have to do
and it's expensive.
Yes, I've worked with so many crappy nurses. Like, I mean, I worked at a psych hospital. These patients need your help, and the amount of nurses that just didn't give them the time of day.
And they're called patients because you need patience.
Yeah,
with them, like
especially working on the kids unit. I was like, the amount of times, some nurses just couldn't be bothered to have a kid would come up to the nurse's station saying, I need to talk to somebody, and the amount of times that they just got ignored is crazy.
That's crazy. You know, it's sad because it's like you become not just a nurse, like you go into these fields like the medical field or like a firefighter or like a police. You go into this field knowing that you have to help these people, you know.
And then with an educator, I was like, you're literally responsible for educating an entire generation.
Yes,
an entire generation,
the future of these kids.
And we're losing kids in this generation left and right.
Yeah.
Whether it be to unaliving, drugs,
addiction, you know, drinking,
yes,
like murder.
Like I saw a TikTok the other day about it, just in the I guess it was in their like area, on how many people they had OD'd on fentanyl.
I saw that there's a 13-year-old girl that died off of that.
You know,
13 years old.
You know, the youngest on that slideshow was? It was 2.
2. Oh my god.
Because fentanyl now, they put it in anything, and it looks like candy, and whoever just leaves it around, and fentanyl's deadly.
Deadly, yeah. I heard that even if it just lands on your skin, I heard that it hurts. Unless that's another one.
In the nursing world, like the medical world, most medicines come in like milligrams. So like you get like a milligram of like morphine or something. With fentanyl, I think it's like a microdose.
Wow.
Like because they use fentanyl in the it's medical grade. They use it for pain, but it's such a smaller dose than you would like strong. Morphine. And kids are so sneaky. I was like, I remember sneaking like vodka in water bottles when we were in high school and middle school. Yeah. But now it's so much more sneakier, you know, like
in these Stanley cups.
Not even that, but like drugs look like candy now, and
yeah, they look like the Smarties.
Yes, and vapes look like your everyday like pencil or something. Yeah, it's scary.
Technology is getting better and scarier.
That's another thing. Parents, you have to be looking through your kids' you have to phones.
Go, as much as they rebel, as much as they don't want you to, you have to go through their. I don't want to say you have to invade their privacy, but you have to go through their stuff, their backpacks. Like check their backpacks. Trust me, just check their backpacks. Check underneath their pillows, underneath the beds, in between their drawers, you know, like, you know, the back of their phone, the phone cases. Check. You have no idea how many times people would hide blades on the back of their phone cases. Yep. Like,
I was actually about to say that too.
Like check the back of their phone cases. Check, you know, their backpacks, their beds, under their pillows. Like just check everything. Check in between the notebooks. Like kids are getting smarter.
And know the signs of somebody struggling with mental health.
Yeah, that comes with wanting to learn too. You as a parent, you have to learn and try to understand, especially like the older generation. I know it's like really, really hard for them to understand mental health. But if you truly love your children and you truly want a future for them, you have to learn. You have to dedicate yourself to just sitting down and listening to them, even if it makes you mad, even if you believe that deserves a butt whooping. Like just listen to them, listen to where they're coming from. Like just talking could literally resolve everything, you know, communicating, you know.
Oh yeah, and just the signs that somebody is potentially going to take their own life. Sometimes there is no signs at all. You know, they can look happy and perfect, and the world is sunshines and rainbows. And
there's a lot of people like that. You know, there's a lot of dads out there that love their children and they play with them every day, and one day they just decided to, you know, unalive themselves. You know. But even, and it's not just the signs of people that are, or like the suicide signs. It's also like bullying, you know, the signs of bullying. How do I know if my child is you know, becoming destructive or, you know, harming other people. You know, you have to look into those signs as well, because your child too could be a bully, you know,
and
a victim.
Or if your child is being bullied,
yeah,
there's signs, you know, they become more reserved, a little bit more jumpy. You know that the signs are endless. You just have to look for them.
Yeah, you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention.
Pay attention to your kids before it's too late.
Exactly.
Because tomorrow is not promised, and you never know. Kids are getting meaner and stronger and smarter.
Yes, and they have much more freedom now
and with technology. With the access to technology, like kids they have access to things that they really shouldn't, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's like corrupting their mind. It's just corrupting
Discord is a big one. Like it's like a gateway to the dark web, I swear. Like the deeper and deeper you go into Discord, you find like servers and servers of like human trafficking and weapons trading and
see, I didn't even know that side of Discord. We all see Discord as like games, streaming a gamer stream or whatever.
No, it's like it's literally like a gateway to like all things evil.
Crazy. I didn't even know that.
Like you dig far
enough.
It
makes sense. It's like OF, like you know, these people, the people that created the websites, they don't care. The more you use their website, the more money they make. You know,
WhatsApp, Telegram, you know, all of these things that are encrypted, and like Telegram and WhatsApp, it's encrypted. Like it's really hard for them to actually, for somebody to crack into it and be able to monitor your conversations.
Yeah,
kids are getting access, like full access to the internet, way too quickly.
Yes.
Like a 13-year-old does not need Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Discord. It just
like doesn't need all of them. I can understand like maybe Facebook, because I know a lot of the old generation uses Facebook for family communication. So I can understand why you would let your child have Facebook, just to connect with like family members, you know, across countries or whatever, you know. But Snapchat is like a big one for me. Like there's no need for, I don't know, Snapchat to me is like corn,
because it's hard to monitor.
I don't know, and I don't know, Snapchat is like, people send corn on there, and they send it to random accounts.
Jumping back to
because we're off topic. Jumping back to Aubrey Wyatt.
We were off topic a little bit, but I mean it goes hand in hand.
Yeah,
monitor your kids' social media use.
Yeah, please. Because there's a lot of corn on there. A lot of elote on there.
Yep.
But pretty much, the main bully would physically assault Aubrey, you know, by slapping her, you know, and her mom knew, the main bully, the mom knew that this was happening, and there was a video going around, and I couldn't really like hear the like their voices, because someone stitched it. And then you know how like on TikTok there'll be like a random floating person, just kind of like you know, but you can still hear the noise of their background. Yeah, so it was like background noise from the person that stitched it, so I couldn't really hear what they were saying. But supposedly, allegedly, they were saying that the main bully and the mom were making fun of, saying that Aubrey deserved getting slapped, allegedly. But like I said, I couldn't hear the audio, so
nobody deserves to get physically assaulted.
Yeah.
Literally nobody.
No one deserves to get bullied. Like seriously, emotionally, verbally, mentally, physically, you know. But yeah, and I guess I was more shocked that it went beyond the main, just beyond the main bully. Like in 7th grade, she got sexually assaulted in school grounds. Like
that happens so often. How many times did that happen when we were at school?
Exactly.
Not to us, obviously, but to our
peers. Not even like just even sexually assaulted, and maybe sometimes it was consentful, but how many times did they get away with it? That's so scary. Behind the bleachers, like, where are these security guards? Where are these teachers that are supposed to be making sure that the students are in class? You know, so it's like if kids are skipping out and getting away with it, what more are they doing? They're having intercourse behind the bleachers.
Yeah, or raping in the bathroom.
Or
doing drugs in the bathroom. Or drinking vodka in the hallways.
Yeah, assaulting people, you know, other students, you know.
How many times did our peers get jumped by other people.
Exactly.
And it took forever for an adult to come and do anything about it.
And when they did, it was already too late. The students had to split them up.
I did that so many times.
Exactly.
I am glad that their recent court case came so she can have her social media back.
Yeah, so that way it did open up, because I guess people were just voicing so much about her and talking about it, and
my feed has been flooded with Aubrey Wyatt, and I'm glad. Yeah, because they thought that they could silence the mother, and they did silence the mother, but she reached so many people in that short time that everybody else took to their social medias.
Yeah, and they can silence her, but they can't silence a community of supporters, a community that's against that. A community of mothers, especially. Exactly. You cannot silence that. They thought they could sweep it under the rug, and
there's a saying, when one mom cries, all of the moms cry, because when a mom loses her baby, I mean, it's the fear that we all have. So of course we cry with her, because that could be us.
Yeah, that could be you. Yeah.
And I think if it's going to be a lesson to anybody, is that you don't ever know what somebody's going through, and nobody deserves to walk life feeling like they're not worthy of being here, because there is a spot for everybody in this earth.
Exactly.
The earth is not too small for somebody. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody has a reason to be here, and nobody deserves to be bullied so bad they decide
to take their life.
That taking their life is better than.
I know, and I just think about, because she has two siblings. She has her older sister
and her younger brother.
Like, I can only imagine how they feel. It's just, I can't. I don't think I'd be able to imagine, like, going through that if my sister ever did something like that, or if your sister did something like that. It's just, you feel like so guilty, because you're like, why didn't I see the signs? What could I have done to prevent it? Like, you start faulting yourself and guilt tripping yourself, and when it wasn't your fault,
and I can only imagine
feel like you could have prevented it.
How angry her mom must be, knowing that the system completely failed her and her daughter, and most of all, like, they're just trying to sweep it under the rug like it's nothing.
Yeah,
like a little girl didn't just lose her life because of negligence on the adult's part. And I'm saying on the adult's part, because yes, the kids were doing the bullying, but the adults were aware and did nothing. So they're just as much at fault as the kids doing the bullying.
Yeah, because they can't say they don't know, because when the mom, Heather, was talking about her daughter's sexual assault, she obviously went to the assistant principal, and the mom was on the phone, like, on her way to school, telling the assistant principal, "You are not allowed to talk to my daughter until I'm there." And the assistant principal still allegedly forced Aubrey Wyatt to talk about it without her mom being there. So the assistant principal knew that the assault happened, and probably even knew beyond that, and they chose to do nothing about it.
And I'm sure
they tried to sweep it under the rug, and they did.
And I'm sure other kids saw as well her getting hit or getting bullied.
Teachers saw it.
Exactly.
Teachers saw her.
Kids, teachers. It's a fault on everybody.
Like, a slap is, for her to have, like, red ronchas or, like, blood spots and irritation. She
got hit hard.
It was loud. It had to be loud. Something like that should not leave a mark like that. It had to be loud. Like, I don't know if you ever been slapped across in the face.
Oh yeah.
It's loud. It even pops your eardrum.
Yes, it hurts. I don't know. It's as much the adults' fault as it is the kids, because yes, the kids were the ones that were physically doing the bullying,
but they could have been straightened out.
Yep. And somebody somewhere should have seen it and stepped in,
and they chose not to.
I would lose my job tenfold than watch a child get bullied.
I don't know. Yeah, I would speak up. I spoken up for a lot of people. I have, and I guess this is why this topic of bullying is so like sensitive to me, because I had a friend my friend, she had cancer and she got bullied. She got cyberbullied
I
for having cancer. When you have cancer,
Sorry.
you go through chemotherapy and you lose your hair. You know, not just you lose hair everywhere. And so it was freshman year, and obviously everyone's 15, everyone's having their quince. You know, she wore a wig to, you know, to look like she had, like, you know, she wanted to feel pretty.
Yeah, I went
Which
to her
anyone should feel pretty, you know. And there's nothing wrong with wearing wigs. I don't even like, it's so trendy to wear wigs. How many celebrities wear wigs? You know, I see a lot of Mexicans. We've been wearing wigs forever. I remember my mom, she would make me like chongos, and she clipped those like fake ponytails on me. You know, I remember my mom would buy me those clip-in colored hairs. Like wearing wigs or false hair that's not ours is just so normal. So for her to get bullied for something that is literally
not her fault,
that's not her fault, and literally so normalized in our culture, it was just so like shocking. I don't understand why she was getting bullied for it.
People suck, that's all,
you know. And well, anyway, so
I remember that vividly.
Yes,
I think if I would scroll back on one of my old phones, I still think I have the screenshot that I took of the post that was made bullying her. And I don't know what I did with it.
So pretty much the way that I found out, we were eating lunch. I don't remember. I think we had B lunch, and one of the girls, because the account was private, and only certain, like, her close followers could, or like the bully's close friends could follow the account. And I guess one of them happened to also be friends with my friend. She came up to us and told us like that what was going on with the account. And I would and my friend was just trying to, you know, brush it off, like, oh, it's okay, like, it doesn't matter. And I told her, like, no, this is serious. Like, not only that, we're in their early college program. Like, they told us from the beginning that if we are making any type of disturbance, any type of bullying, even if we went to jail that had nothing to do with school, they will kick us out from the program. And I told them, like, no, we need to go report it. Like, we need to go to the freshman's office and report it. And we did. And, you know, the freshman principal said, I'm not your principal. You have to go to your early college principal, which I think is bogus, because regardless of who's above this group or that group, you are someone in authority. You are someone.
Oh, that
scared me. You're someone in power. Like, do something about it. Anyways, the freshman principal told us that. So we went to the early college principal, and she also brushed it off. And
don't even get me started on that.
Kept her in the program, which is so unfair. Like, just shows how the system literally failed her, you know. And
it continues to fail everybody.
Yeah, it continues to fail, and it's just so sad, because I don't know, it just, my friend, she beat cancer freshman year and she was so happy about it. And then just to get it again 10th grade year, and when she came back, she was just so tired, you know, from all the chemo. She looked like she just wanted to sleep. She didn't even want to go to school, but she knew she had to. And just seeing her in a wheelchair, and I would push her to her classes, and no one, dude, it just, I did it because I was her friend. I would push her to her classes, and I didn't even care if I was late to my classes, because it's like, no one ever wanted to take her. You know, you know how they tell you, like, oh, let teachers let you volunteer. No one wanted to take her. So anytime that we had class together, I was the one pushing her. And I mean, I'm not saying she didn't have any other friends. She had other friends that did take her, but in that class that I was like,
it was just you. I get it.
It was just me.
It just goes to show how ugly people can be. And it's just getting worse with social media, because I mean, when we were growing up, social media wasn't as advanced as it was now. Because now you have AI and all this other shit, and it's a scary world to live in. And it's just, kids are getting sneakier and smarter, and it's getting harder to protect our kids. But because it's getting harder to protect our kids, we should try harder to protect our kids.
Yeah.
Be present even if it's annoying.
Because like my friend, she didn't pass away from suicide. She passed away from cancer, but it's just, still, she did not deserve, for her last high school years, she didn't deserve to be bullied.
But how many of our classmates did actually pass from suicide? We had a couple.
Yeah, we did. There was someone a grade above us that also took his life. But
I think it was 2 in our class and 1 in our class above us.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And that just goes to show how still to this day how present bullying is in our schools. Like kids are mean, dude.
Kids are mean, and they're mean because they're not taught at home how to be nice. You know, I mean,
and I know like sometimes bullying can stem from, you know, internal anger and things that they're going
being
through
bullied
themselves.
At home. Yeah.
But that doesn't give somebody an excuse to make somebody else feel miserable. Like if you're miserable, get help.
Seek professional advice, because I know many people say like, oh well, my friend, she listens to me, but y'all are the same age. Exactly. We're the same age. Like your
friends can only give you so much advice. Yeah, just like whenever me and you talk, I was like, I give you advice from experiences that I've had and things that I've seen, but I don't know it all. Yes. Just like you don't know it all. And I only have so much to offer. I don't know a lot about a lot of things. Yeah. And like I said, I only know so much, and I can only offer what I have. And sometimes that's not enough. You know, like I can offer you all that I have, but sometimes you still need to seek elsewhere.
Yeah, because though you may be talking from experience, or I may be talking from experience, or someone else, it doesn't mean that it's right.
That's the way.
That's the way.
Like that's my experience. That's how it's happened to me, what I've done, what I've seen, but it's not one shoe fits all. Yeah. Like
and with today's technology, I mean, now, you know, psychiatrists are even using apps to you don't even have to meet them one-on-one. You can even be on the phone with them, or video call. You know, there's one app called Alma that is like a therapy.
BetterHelp's one, not sponsored.
BetterHelp,
but
not sponsored, but BetterHelp is another one.
I use that one.
Is another one
because it takes insurance.
Yeah, I think that's it for today's video.
I think so. On the screen, we're gonna put the suicide hotline, probably like right here.
Yeah, and we'll put in the description too. And
yes,
and if you want to help with Aubrey Wyatt's case, just reshare, spread it. You know, because I understand that not everyone can donate to the mother's GoFundMe, but just spread the awareness. You know, sharing does not cost anything, and there is a petition on change.org. If you just look up the superintendent's name, it's to remove him as a superintendent.
And if you need help yourself, or you're struggling, you know, just know that it does get better, and please reach out to either the suicide hotline or a trusted adult, a trusted peer, a counselor, anybody, and get the help that you need. Don't just sit and wait until it's too late. Be active about your mental health, and I know it's hard, but you can do it. You're not alone, and the world needs you here. And if you are an adult and see bullying and things like this happen, please speak out, because you don't know what these kids are going through.
Yeah, you don't know what extent they'll even go to.
And if you're not going to advocate for them, who is? So please speak out against bullying, speak out against sexual assault, and just be proactive in your community.
And as always, take care of yourself. You know, prioritize yourself, love yourself. You know, self-love is not something that comes to you, it's something that's learned. So
love yourself, take care of yourself, and be active in your health, because you can't pour from an empty cup, and you need to be your best. You need to feel your best, and you can't do that without taking care of yourself.
Now I think we're done for today's episode.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch us next time for a not so serious topic.
Well, yeah. All right, bye.